arguably one of the world's most technologically advanced anti-submarine and maritime patrol aircraft. This brings together a huge amount of defence industry resources from the Westland, led by
Yeah, this was an Agusta Westland product before the two companies even merged. They formed the EH Industries Consortium to conceive a multi-purpose, multi-role helicopter, and this was the result, known as the EH-101 initially. The prototype flew in October 1987, but here we see the Merlin HM2 variant as operated by the Fleet Air Arm of the Royal Navy, specifically 829 Naval Air Squadron at Royal Naval Air Station Culdrose in Cornwall, and it's Lieutenant Ian Parr leading the display crew today. A three-engine helicopter, the Merlin, Rolls-Royce Turbomeca RTM 322 turboshafts, providing the power. And this aircraft that at present is in service with both the Royal Air Force and the Royal Navy, although, George, that is set to change.
Yes, indeed. With the transfer and the upgrade of the Royal Air Force machines, themselves Mark IIIs to Mark IVs, the Royal Navy will have total ownership of the Merlin fleet, and I think it's something they're very much looking forward to. The exterior, of course, is very, very difficult to stop. There's one tiny little change externally with the addition of an additional pitot tube.
Yeah, the Royal Navy uses the Merlin nowadays as a submarine hunting helicopter, and for that it's got active and passive sonar equipment, but they also use it for the other typical duties of a maritime helicopter. Anti-piracy missions, of course, are important today, search and rescue, general transport, and so forth. The armament typically comprised of things as Stingray torpedoes, and the helicopter can be fitted with a door-mounted machine gun. You typically have three crew on the Merlin: the pilot, the observer, and the air crewman. And the Navy flies the HM1 and HM2 versions from its Type 45 destroyers, the Type 23 frigates, from aircraft carriers, amphibious assault vessels, and the supply and replenishment ships and so forth of the Royal Fleet Auxiliary.
Yes, and looking ahead in future years, there's huge amounts of capacity to absorb extra developments such as multi-static sonics, future air-to-surface guided weapon, future ASACS type equipment, that's for airborne surveillance and control, and all wrapped up in a new project called Crow's Nest.
Coming in there for a 10-degree nose-up running landing, stopping at pretty much the centre of mentioned Lockheed Martin's involvement in this program. They've led the Merlin Capability Sustainment Program, as it's known, which has upgraded the aircraft from Mark 1 to Mark 2 configuration. The big changes in the cockpit with improved mission systems. There are large digital displays now in the cockpit, including touch screens instead of analog ones. It's a program costing some £750 million, and H-20 Naval Air Squadron was the first frontline unit of the 4 Merlin squadrons completely to re-equip with the new example. First landing on a Type 23 frigate, and there was a large maritime exercise called Deep Blue earlier in the year in the western approaches, during which Merlin HM2s flew off HMS Illustrious.
I think positioning now, just to give it a little nod and a farewell before they make a couple of final passes.
Yes, we should see here a climb up to 500 feet, and, well, that's beginning now. From this, the Merlin will transition into a 40-degree nose over, before proceeding into a 360-degree flat turn. 829 Squadron, the unit providing this aircraft, is tasked with providing Merlins for use aboard the Navy's Type 20. We expect, of course, to see the Merlins on the Navy's new aircraft carrier in due course.
Absolutely, that would be very good news.
Planes.
It's still quite a big beast to put on the back of a ship, though, even though there is the room there. If you haven't actually, you should take a trip on board one of those ships, you know, it is quite tight.